This is my hay baler. It's a Heston 530. It's got belts that roll the hay up. I'm fixing to get ready to go bale some hay, so I wanted to open it all up and check it all over. Tires ain't exactly the best shape, but they hold air. It's a spring machine. The only hydraulics on here is for the back door, which are these cylinders right here. There's one on each side. A lot of the newer machines have hydraulic that hold the tension for the belts, and then they're computer operated also. This is a pretty old machine. They don't have all that, which makes it kind of simple. It's got belts. There's a little box up front here for the string. I keep extra water in here because hay balers are known to catch on fire. What happens is a bearing usually goes out, and any of them can do it, older or newer ones. This one here don't have as many as some of the newer ones. There's a couple bearings right here. They are a sealed bearing, so really can't grease them or nothing. And which I don't bale a whole lot of hay. Usually it happens whenever you're doing a lot of hay and it gets hot. There's a bearing down there on each side for the pickup. Then you got these two here for rollers. Then there's a set up top. So it don't have as many as some of the other balers might have. But there's rollers in here. There is some bearings up in there. And you really don't know if any of them could go out or not. But that's what happens. It'll go out and then it gets hot and catch the hay on fire. And of course it will do it when the thing's almost full. Okay, I had the belts loose. I've been leaving them loose whenever I get done, just to keep some tension off of them. But there's a pin here, and there's a pin on that side there. And whenever you close the door, whenever that door comes down, it releases tension on the belt. So there's tension on it now when the door opens. So I have to pull them pins out. That pin there is right here. Comes out, then there's a little holder for it right there. And there is a few spots that you do grease. Not many though. But pretty much it works. I had to rebuild the whole thing. My uncles had it, and they had got it used and had it for a long time. And I think it was wore out when they got it, and they had to do a bunch of work to it. Then I got it. Then one of my other uncles had it, then he decided not to make hay no more. But I had to replace all these pickup fingers. They were almost all broke off. Then there was some bearings up in there I replaced that holds everything still. But yeah, I've did a bunch of work on it, got it where it works, and actually bales hay now. To start with, I could only get about a half a roll before it shut down on me. Now this is kind of like the busy side of the baler. It's got the springs like the other side, and then we have chains that actually drive everything. So there's, I think, 4 sets of chains on here, 3 or 4, something like that. Yeah, you got a big set that runs all the way up top. That runs all the rollers. Then there's another one down here that runs some rollers. Then there's a pickup chain. Now the baler will keep running even when it's full. What it does is there's this shaft right here. Is the baler gets full, this goes up higher and higher. Whenever it hits up here, it'll actually catch those 2 nuts. So it picks this up. Whenever it picks that up. So this here slides up. Then it'll pick this rod up. When it picks that rod up, it releases the tension on this belt. That's a tensioner for that belt. So whenever it releases the tension on it, that stops this chain here from turning. So when that chain ain't turning, it don't pick up no more. So you'll keep going, you'll notice you ain't picking up no hay. And you really can't see it unless you look real close. When you're running, you'll just look behind you, and there'll just be, the hay will still be on the ground. But down in there is where the pickup is. So your hay comes through here as you're driving and goes. Then there's these little wheels here. They're supposed to be like a piece of rubber. I've seen it, and it's like a has little teeth sticking up on it, kind of how it looks like a saw blade looking deal, little points on it. Well, you lower that down, and that's supposed to help bring the hay in, which if you got it windrowed pretty tight, and I try to, where I don't have to use that. Now this is a twine machine. It does not use the wrap. So I've got twine here, comes off the center of the spool, runs up through that mechanism there and goes to that arm, and that arm is actually operated off of a pull rope, which I got the rope right here. So what you do is you pull that rope, you pull it, that lever right there will move. You see the little string hanging out. You pull it, it'll grab it, the roll of hay will. And as you're pulling it, this is the indicator right there. It shows you where you're at. So like you'd start off there, let it wrap a couple times, go to the next one, come all the way over here to the last one, or whichever direction you want to go. There's a knife up in there. That string's in right now, and if you pull that hard and you let that slam, it'll close that blade like that, and that's supposed to cut the string. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. And I've sharpened it, and I've had it cut it, but a lot of times it don't want to cut it. All right, this is my hay baler. Oh, there's an indicator over here, which is showing half right now. Whenever it's empty, that little indicator right there will be all the way at the top. As it starts filling up, it'll come all the way down to the bottom. And I think it says full right down at the bottom. So that's how you tell when you got a full row. So let me pull this other pin out. We'll close her back up. See how that indicator works. And I run a hydraulic electric pump. So it's got an electric motor. This is similar to what they use on dump trailers and stuff. It's got an in and out. I wired it in, then I run my controls up here to the dash. So you just mash that, and that turns the pump on, and that'll bring her back down. Oh, if you notice that indicator, when I go back up, it'll start showing. See the indicator moving there? So whenever you start off, it'll be all the way at the empty spot. And up there at the top, right up there, at the very top of there's a little pin. It's kind of hard to see. It used to be painted white. I don't know if you see it poking up or not. But that shows that it's locked when that pin drops down. And I actually have locks back here. Right there my finger is. Kind of hard to see. But that keeps that back door locked in place. If not, what happens is, if that ain't locked all the way, is it starts making a roll of hay. It'll start pushing that door open. Well, the hay won't be tight then. Okay, I keep water sprayer here, which is full. Keep it pumped up. That way, if I do have a fire, a bearing or something, I can spray some water on it. That's usually the best thing to put on there. That's 1.5 gallons. Then I keep an extra couple gallons up here in the box. So I keep 2-gallon jugs up here full. Probably wouldn't hurt to have a fire extinguisher, but all of them I've ever seen, they always use some kind of sprayer. Usually they're metal, but the plastic one fits in that holder pretty good. So, and they're cheap, but hopefully it don't ever catch on fire. All right, everything's hooked up. Then PTO drives it. Like most PTO stuff, it says run it at 540. I run it a little bit slower. Seems to work a little better, run a little less speed, and it seems that if on this one here, if it goes too fast, it seems like it don't really want to bell it quite as even. So it might be just wore out. Okay, well, if you watch the whole video, like it and subscribe. Thank you.